Hello, this is Bonnie, and today I'm going to be making a Christmas card using a lot of the stamps from our latest release, our Christmas release, and some things from, I have one thing from the winter release we did last fall. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using Snowfall, and I'm going to be using from the new release. This one's backwards actually, and this is the moon. It'd be nice if I had it the right way just so you can see. Whoops. This one's called Moon Dreams. I am going to be using the Starry Walkway, and this one is not from the Christmas release. This one's from the Fairy Tale release. And then I'm also going to be using the Jolly Santas from the Christmas release. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get this set up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm all ready to start stamping, and I am going to be using VersaFine Clair Morning Mist, and I'm probably going to stamp it twice because I don't want the light, but I don't want it really like the Nocturne. So I am going to probably stamp this twice just because I want it a little bit darker than the Morning Mist, but I don't want it as dark as a Nocturne. Okay, and I am planning to emboss the stars and the snowflakes. So I'm going to be doing those separately, even though I got to be really careful about not getting that on this. So that's probably going to be what I'm going to go one more time. I want just a little bit darker. I am going to color this in with Prismacolor Pencils and with a gel pen. All right, so that's all set up. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to get the Santa to actually sit in there, but I'm not going to do a mask. I am just going to, I'm going to show you the one I'm going to put in. Originally I wanted to do this one, but the moon would have to go the other way around. So I'm going to be using this one like he's sitting in there. And to do that, I'm going to do it like that. So I'm going to cover this right here. I think I'm going to put him over a little bit more. I'm going to cover that right there with the washi tape. So this is like my substitute when I'm just going to be doing something small. I use washi tape, which I've done before in the videos. If you do this too quickly, sometimes the ink will come up, but I think we'll be okay. So, of course I've got the wrong Santa sitting here, so I'm gonna have to go get the other Santa, but I'm gonna put that right there. I'm gonna go get it and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have the right one now, and I'm gonna go ahead and again, I'm gonna stamp him with the Morning Mist. And again, I like doing it with a Morning Mist when I know I'm going to be coloring, although sometimes coloring with the other is fine too, depending on what I'm doing. But I wanted to make him look like he's in the sleigh, which is why I did the mask. All right. Yep, you need to go a little bit darker. Well, this is working out really great because the part of the moon behind is actually working perfect for his beard. Yay. I just need to color in a little bit of his face. I can see I can still color that in. So I think that's going to work great. So that is that. And now I'm going to be doing, go ahead and pull it off so you can see how it looks like he's sitting right inside. It works perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and put this right here at the bottom so it looks like he's got a magical sleigh, which he does. So I'm going to go ahead and put that here. Oops. need to make sure I get the embossing powder on this right away. We'll get that to go. I'm going to give that another pass. The embossing powder I'm using is a pearl, and it's not a, it is not, I want to say transparent. It's solid, so it doesn't matter that I'm doing it in black. So we're going to go ahead and do that. You know what? I think it's going to probably stay, so I can do a couple of these snowflakes, because I want to do the same thing with the snowflakes. At least that's the plan. Maybe those a little bit darker. And I could do more embossing and add more snowflakes in a minute. But I'm just going to see how that all works out. We'll do that, and then we'll add some more. Just because I don't know how much time I have with it on this paper. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get those embossed, and I'll be right back. Okay, I wanted to show you this embossing powder is very, very old. It's, I don't even think they probably exist anymore, but it was Stamp Art Unlimited. But what I really like about it is it has this nozzle on the end, and you know how you don't want to get your embossing powder on, like on that other part here. This allows me to do just that. I can just get the embossing powder where I want it to go. I don't think they make these anymore, but I'm sure there's bottles that are similar that you could actually put your embossing powder in and do the same thing. It works really well if you, like I said, I don't want this part up here to have any embossing powder on it. And then I'm going to have to obviously tip it to this other side. But it works really good for getting just to the certain parts. So I just wanted to show you that little tip. If you can actually get these type of little bottles. Like I said, I know it's old, but surely they make ones, you know, with just a little hole. You can make yourself a little hole. So, and you can see that's going to cover that up really well. So I'm going to go ahead and emboss those and do some more stamping snowflakes. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is I'm going to be using this Mod Podge. It's called Dimensional Magic. I'm not sure they make this anymore. It's clear, but it's just like glossy accents. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting this like all over this background where the white is. And it is going to hold some of this glitter that I have. It's really pretty. And let's see if I can get that on here really quickly. All right. Normally I would color in the Santa and everything first, just to let you know, but I wanted to get this part of the video done, and then I'll do the coloring last. And I also wanted to talk to you about the snowflakes. As you noticed, they are not white. It turns out that the embossing powder that I used is transparent. So if you do not want to have dark gray looking snowflakes in the background, I would suggest for you to stamp in white. And then you can either emboss it if you want to, or just leave it the way it is. But I'm fine because the sleigh is dark, and so it's gonna all tie in together. So what I am using right now is from Stampendous. I'm not really sure, again, I've had this for a while, and it's called Shaved Ice. But basically it's just glittery, and I know that Tim Holtz carries something now that's similar to that, and it's a little bit more chunky, as you can see. And that will make this card quite pretty. As you can see, all of the, if you like glitter, this is cool. It doesn't really fall off after it dries. So there's this one big huge piece I'm not going to keep on. Don't need that big piece in there. But it's chunky. It's a chunky type glitter. It's really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and let that dry, and I'm going to go ahead and color this in. and I'll show you what that looks like. Anyway, I wanted to show you that this embossed is not, it almost gives, it is a pearl, and so it's kind of got a pearl cast to it if you hold it on its side, but it's just embossed. So anyway, like I said, if you wanted it different, I use a different embossing powder, either a white or stamp it in white if you wanted a white. But I think it looks, the composition of it all together will look great. Okay, so I decided for the end of the video, I'm going to go ahead and color this in. And if you don't want to see the rest of the video, that's what I'm basically going to be doing, and then I'll show you what it all looks like at the very end. But I'm going to go ahead and not talk during that time. I'm just going to probably fast forward it a little bit, make it go faster. So I just wanted to let you know what I was doing. Okay, so the next thing I like to use is my gold sparkle Pentel pen, and I'm going to go ahead and do that really quickly. And some of the places is the belt buckle that I put that on, and then I'm going to go ahead and also put some on this sleeve part. I don't want to cover up too much of the black, but I'm going to kind of like go to the, I don't know, to the side and highlight like some of the center. So it's going to have a little bit of a, oh, I want to say a gold metallic sparkly shadow. If I go right on top of it like I did a little bit right there, we're going to lose the detail. So it's going to be mostly on the inside and going around it. So I'm just going to show you, it's just really quick. Just like the coloring was very quick, it's really not a really big stamp to color in, so it doesn't take much effort. That one I'm going to color in because I think that's pretty. And because I already embossed the stars and snowflakes, I can't really add this sparkly pen. It'll just rub right off of the embossing areas. And I am gonna actually come back in up there at the top where I colored over right here with my black pencil, I think, because that'll work. And still keep the gold sparkle. So that works. So I'll kind of tilt that to the side. You can kind of see the gold in there now. So it is there. And you can see the sparkles all around the, and you can see how the snowflakes, I don't know, it's kind of hard. You can, there we go. You can see how they are embossed. So I think the only thing I'm going to really do for the rest of this is add a sentiment right here and then put it on a card and show you. Okay, so the sentiment I'm going to use is, it's called Merry Wishes, and I'm going to be using Be Merry. And for this part, I am going to use Nocturne. I haven't used this one, so it's going to pull it up, so I need to make sure I have a little bit of that residue from a new stamp, not a sticky. And the glitter is still drying, so I gotta be careful with that too. Here we go. So we have, the card is completed. I just need to put it on a card base and we'll be done. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we have the card completed. I wanted to go ahead and show you that. It's on its card base. So I just want to remind you, I will have all of the what I used on the card below in the description, and I will be back again to share another video with you next week. Thanks so much for stopping by.